All right, we're flying. We should have the capsule. There it is.
There it is. So basically,
and now he's a ninja. The dead guy got a black belt.
Look at, like, you thought he was just a little chubby old man, but look at his little pecs, like in his little ab circle.
Well, he's been working out to be a karate master while living in hell.
So basically, we died
three more times.
3 more times off camera, and then that was the 3rd time, and we just jumped off. And this is what you get.
Listen to this cute Hadouken, too.
He says,
Hadouken.
Hadouken. And then what you do is you can either exit or you can kill yourself again.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
Oh, he tricked us. So now we are fully equipped to go into the castle. Sigma's castle.
So here we go. There he is. Yep. He looks like a clown.
He's ugly.
With a Johnny Bravo cartoon, whatever you call that, smirk.
Johnny Bravo?
Yeah.
I really liked that show. Did you?
It was alright.
It was pretty good.
I was getting older when it first came out. Yeah, that's true. So I just know he said something about pretty ladies.
Yes.
Pretty mom.
And he was blonde-haired, so, like, it reminded me of me, so I was like, maybe I'll be like him one day. And be really disrespectful to women.
Look at this. My question.
Where'd he go?
He's teleported the whole game. 1, why did they not just teleport to Sigma? Number 2,
he had to get stronger.
Why did he just dash off now?
Instead of teleport. It's all about the journey.
I guess. We had the journey. He's not killed any animals that we know of yet.
Like, I'm killing turtles and what I assume are some type of rare bird species that are alive in the year 20XX.
So if I die, more than likely, it will be right here.
Yes.
I hate these platforms. No matter how many times I play, it finds a way to either knock me off or almost knock me off.
The craziest thing about speedrunners in this game is...
Oh my gosh, I died. No, I didn't.
The craziest thing is there's a wall to the very right. It's a cliffside. You'll see it in 1 second.
Well, you won't, because I just went this way.
He did really good. There's a cliffside, and it has no traction. You're not supposed to be able to climb on it or anything. And this Caleb Hart guy that we've mentioned a few times can literally... He knows the exact pixel to grab on, and he can grab onto that and climb all the way
There
up.
it is right there. You're not supposed to be able to do it, but...
He can do it.
He cheats death and does it.
Yeah, he's crazy. Speaking of cartoons, though, I think your favorite cartoon is Doug, right?
Doug Funny.
Doug Funny. That was before my time, so I never really got to watch it. But a lot of people your age love that.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
You know, now that I watch it now, it really isn't that great.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I was like,
it was a big deal.
This is good. So what I'm doing is that same robot that I fought at the very beginning of the game, that I could not beat, I'm going to have to fight him again, and I cannot beat him again. So I'm going in there with low energy so that I can just get it over with.
So you can actually glitch the game, I guess, or it's like a... If you jump off the wall
if you jump from the ladder to the wall perfectly, it'll skip that scene.
Yes, and it's like a time-saving thing, and you can skip a few things. But back to cartoons. I'm just interested right now. I think my favorite cartoon of all time is Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I've never seen one episode.
Yeah, that was after your time. I'm sure a lot of you have. It's a really big deal. Like, The Legend of Korra came out, and I haven't seen a lot of that. A lot of people say it's better. I doubt it, but I would like to watch it. But that show is incredible. It's very kid-like, but I recently, for Christmas, I think 2 years ago, I asked for the whole set. And I've rewatched it twice since then, and I love it that much. It's a really good show. It's in my top favorite shows of all time. And not many of them are kid-like. I like a lot of more adult shows, but that's, I think, number 3 or 4. It's a really good show.
So, 2 things, again, that I don't understand. Zero shot him from off-screen last time and blew his arm off. This time, in the 1 second we were in that room and they were fighting, he managed to not only capture Zero, but build a little crate to put him in, only to find out that Zero can hop out of it at any time.
And now Zero's humping his back instead of hurting him. And he thinks the only real thing to do is kill himself and blow everyone up.
He's self-destructing right now. There went half of him.
I promise we love this game.
It's still my second favorite game of all time, but it was made 20 years ago. And there's just things that...
It's video game logic.
Yeah.
Is the best term. But this game is amazing.
So I'm going to attempt to Hadouken him. It may not work. It would work if I had been playing this recently, but I haven't in a long time. Another thing, it doesn't really explain where that energy came from, but I'm glad I got it.
Also, that is purple Boba Fett, if you haven't already made the distinction. Or Jango Fett, whichever one.
And now I can't use it.
He's terrible.
I'm terrible. I hate myself. I believe everybody should love themselves, except for me. Because that was really bad.
If it makes him feel any better, I've never landed the Hadouken on him. I've landed it on the dog. And I've landed on one of the Mavericks. But I've never landed it on him.
Okay, so he's having a rough day. He's dead.
He's now dead.
That's the first non-animal I've killed this entire game.
Spoiler alert, though. He does come back.
He does.
Somehow.
Mega Man X3. Okay, this is the first time. This is going to sound really stupid, but I was 5 or 6 years old when I first saw this. This is the first time I ever had emotion in a video game. I was so sad that my hero was dead. And he has oil, I guess, because that's not blood. Otherwise,
why would they color it blood, though?
I don't know. I'm colorblind, which I really am colorblind. So it's either oil or blood or something. But
I mean, it's definitely blood colored, but it should have been.
The point is, he has no legs. He's dead.
We don't know how he's still talking. Now, he just disintegrated.
Another question is how he disintegrated. Another question is, spoiler alert, he comes back in the second game. You get his body parts and rebuild him. How you do that after he disintegrated?
Doesn't make much sense.
I don't know. But I'm glad he did, because he's my favorite character in this game, or this series, even though it's really all about Mr. X. Zero's always been my favorite.
And we still do like this game.
Yes. No, I
did you
love
see,
this game, actually.
Did you see, the Figma's things? Figma, like those statues that Steven collects, and we have a few. They're coming out with a Zero one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I'll have to get it.
So we have an uncle that basically taught David how to play games, kinda, a little bit, somewhat.
Who am I fighting? Okay, I'm sorry. Mind fart. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot of it on my own. No offense, Steven. Thank you. But,
well, we have an uncle.
Yeah, he
plays a lot of video games.
He's where I got, and I mentioned this
RPGs.
Yes, I mentioned on Metroid. I don't think we have here. My favorite, although this is my second favorite game, favorite series. My favorite game is Chrono Trigger, which is an RPG. That's where I got my love of RPGs, was from him. That's my favorite kind of game.
Yes.
And that's basically what he taught me to do with gaming.
Yeah. But their house is awesome. You literally walk in, and they have, to the left, their PCs, one on each corner, him and his wife, Amanda. And then on the right, they have all their game systems, which is like all the game systems, and just like a ton of games and everything. And he collects these things called Figmas. He has quite a lot of them. Me and my brother have a few. Like, I have a Samus one because I really love Metroid. And we're getting Tracer ones from Overwatch, which is pretty cool. But he has a lot of them, and that's what I was talking about. They're making a Zero one, which is really, really cool.
So, I haven't died yet, and I'm going to now on purpose, because I don't feel like using an E-Tank. And I'm going to have to use an E-Tank on this spider because it's really stupid.
Yes. Let me just butt in there. When I was first playing this game, I got pretty good at it, and I got to this castle, and I was flying through, and then this spider came along, and I had
I'm gonna get him in one
terrible time.
Oh, I didn't get the Hadouken.
I literally could not beat him for the life of me. It was impossible, and he beat him in one hit because of the Hadouken, so I literally probably died to him 13 times.
He's very hard because every time you hit him, if you don't hit him with that, if you don't know about that, which most people didn't, and it's still hard to hit him with, he's very hard to hit, and he has an unpredictable pattern. You can read it, but a lot of times you can't read it fast enough. By the time he gets there, he just runs into you. Especially the further you get and the faster he gets, it's close to impossible to predict where he's going to go.
But you might see, going back, you might see Steven and Amanda on here eventually. They might want to come on for
notice all these mountains are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Well,
like
that
nipples.
one and that one are different, and then that one and that one are different, but they're just the same pattern overall.
I like it. That's how all mountain ranges are. But yeah, they play a lot of games.
I don't think you've ever seen one.
So maybe you'll see them eventually. Hopefully, this might be a little like reaching into the future a little bit.
Premature.
You're
welcome.
Our grandfather is
The greatest Super Mario player of all time.
Super Mario Brothers, the original. That's the only game. He plays one other game. I have no idea what it is. It's on the NES.
He plays Space Invaders on the 64.
Yes, but that's not... He doesn't play that anymore. He plays 2 all the time. He can literally beat Super Mario in about 15 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
And
mind you, this is our grandpa. He's older.
71 years old.
He never plays any other games. But for whatever reason, he's awesome at that.
He knows how to do all the tricks, the 1-ups and everything. The first time I ever beat that game is because he helped me through it. And hopefully we can get him on.
And he does it flawlessly.
Yes.
He just, flies through it.
Yeah.
Obviously, he said 15 minutes, and he's not exaggerating. He just runs through it. It's really weird.
And almost every time I go over to his house, he is like mid-playthrough. He just loves that game so much, and he plays it all the time.
That penguin just beat me up worse than he did at the beginning of the game with no upgrades.
So hopefully, at one point, we can get him on here and record him playing that, because it really is impressive to see. It really is. But that's something we could talk about. Our family is just full of people who play video games.
There's
for the most part.
Quite a few.
So, I mean...
Not too many people 71-year-old grandpas.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I mean...
Well, a video game, I guess.
2. Like me, David and Tyler, who is not here because he's a puss. We all 3 play a lot of video games. Like I said, our uncle and aunt, Stephen and Amanda, play quite a few. They're into a lot of computer games and stuff like that. They like a lot of platformers and RPGs as well. So, we got them. Paw Paw is what we call him. He plays Mario and stuff. So we have quite a few people. Like, it's not so much like we have a lot, but we have a history of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
Sorry, I was just laughing because this episode or last we were talking about we're from Kentucky, but we're really from Louisville. People from Louisville, by the way, don't say they're from Kentucky.
Exactly.
They say they're from Louisville.
Exactly.
But we're talking about we're not country, and they're like, our pawpaw plays video games. Pawpaw is what we call them.
Yeah. A lot of people don't say that, and like that was just always what I knew, so that's I never questioned it. I guess a lot of people say... I say grandpa a lot, too.
I don't know that I've ever called him anything but pawpaw. and oddly enough, I'm not ashamed to admit it, sexy and fine and a good-looking man.
Our
is a good-looking man.
If I say it a million times, I say it to him. If I look as good as he does when I'm his age...
If I looked as good as him now...
but we also call our grandmother Mama. So... 2 syllables.
Mom, pawpaw. Mom, paw.
We don't do that, which is good. And we don't say ma and pa for our parents either.
They're mom and dad.
Mom and dad. And we refer to each other's moms as just their first name. We don't say anything weird at that either. I don't know if there is a country word of that, but who knows.
Auntie M.
All right.
Well, so I beat a face. So now I've beat a bunch of animals. Some poor guy with a bazooka. Well, he's not poor. He attacked us.
He sucks.
I went into that face's house and ripped his face off.
His teeth are gone.
Yeah.
But that conversation went all over the place, from family to good-looking granddads and Kentucky accents.
It did.
But
remember that code, 367-321-772-487. Go.
Bye.